Thank you for, and actually, could be found at Hangwithgrespod could be also found on the Grez Show on YouTube.com. Get this podcast wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Grez. Thank you for joining me. Hope everything's well. Coming at you, recording this podcast as of Memorial Day 2020. Refreshing apple juice. Sitting at home. I'm laying down right now. Laying upright. No, sitting up, but half laying down. If that makes sense? Right? Just relaxing. Who doesn't like podcast noises? There's going to be a ton of podcasts. There's going to be a ton of podcast noises in this one. Episode 5 already, can you believe it? Do you hear all the background noise in there? So the people having a picnic. Heard a little One Love. Motorcycles running, buzzing around, driving everywhere. Oh yeah. It went from a cloudy day to a sunny day. About 75 degrees. Long weekend. Came home from a walk with the fam. Little man was knocked out. It was like, Mommy, Daddy, my feet hurt. We were walking around the neighborhood for a good 35-40 minutes. No one was around, though. Because it was earlier on. As I'm recording this podcast, it's approaching 5. So we were walking around, around the neighborhood. It was around, 11, 12, but no one was really around. Did smell some barbecue going on, and nothing like the smell of barbecue. Makes you want to just go up there and go. That's a knocking sound. And be like, hey, I'm Grez, what's your name? Let me introduce myself. Yeah, I'll have a burger. Extra pickle. Kind of like when I order extra pickle for my son. Right at McDonald's. Fine establishment. McDonald's. Sponsor me, please. Hang with Grez podcast. And they extra pickle. Sure, sir. Let me get that for you. Because working at McDonald's when I was a kid, usually you put one pickle on your cheeseburger. Sometimes if you're feeling frisky, you would put 2, but that was a big no-no. You're only supposed to put 1. Because, they were like, oh, it's part of the recipe, putting 1 pickle. That's what brings the taste. The amount of pickles you put contributes to the taste of the cheeseburger, hamburger, Big Mac. So it's only supposed to be 1 pickle. And I did like this was a thing, so extra pickle. Nowadays, extra pickle is 2 pickles. So see, I try to be all clever, and I say extra, 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 extra pickle. That's right, extra, extra, extra pickle. And you know how many pickles come in my cheeseburger? 4. 4. So here we are, right? Still rocking and rolling with this COVID coronavirus thing. People are up in arms, right? Oh, and it's getting saucy. It's getting saucy out there. People are tired of this corona, this COVID, this lockdown. And I feel like I say that every time I do this podcast. But it's getting worse. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. Like, and this is the best because, like, I'm part of the, and you probably could relate. You're part of the, you're probably part of this Facebook groups of your town, right? Because it seems to be like it's a common, like, member-created Facebook group. Like, you know what group I'm talking about, like, mom and dads of such and such city town. Mom and dad's group of Butter, Pennsylvania. Mom and dad group of Big Tennessee. Big Tennessee mom and dad group. Right? Insert your city town name, mom and dad group. Though it's really not mom and dad groups, and it's not, it's just usually all types of residents of whoever lives in said area, or maybe like lived in said area prior. The best is like when you're trying to join these groups, because you're figuring like you want to be in the know, be in the know of what's going on in your neighborhood, right? And they ask you, why do you want to join this group? Like, this big thing. Like, you got to answer this question. They give you like 5 questions, and you got to make sure you answer this question, or else it's really up to the moderators to decide if you answer the question good enough, if they accept your reasoning, and if they accept your membership. Right, so it's like this big thing. Like, sometimes people don't get in. Like my wife, for example. That's right. My wife, she got declined from this group, particular group, 3 times. And I applied the first time, and I got it right away, because, my profile picture and my responses were, well, quite honestly, maybe I got a female moderator, and, well, she looked at me and she was like, wow, this dude is so drop dead gorgeous, those eyes, OMG. That's probably what it was, But anyway, so you're part of these groups. You know about these groups I'm referring to. People are up in arms. There's a local supermarket in town which is newly renovated, newly built. It's not the biggest supermarket, but it's like one of those supermarkets, like, for the most part, the ones I'm referring to, where you kind of go in just to grab grab a couple of necessary items that you might need around the house. Like, I wouldn't go there to, do the full list of whatever you have on your grocery list, because it's a little bit more expensive. But it's good for like a quick pinch type of things that you need, that type of supermarket, right? And, so, mind you, we're already a couple of weeks into social distancing, a couple of weeks into people just now not caring a fuck. They had enough of this. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a revolt. They don't give a fuck. And anyway, so I've gone in there a few times, and I'll tell you, this store really is kind of lackadaisical. Like, they really don't, like, they have signs that you gotta wear facial masks and all that stuff, and practice social distancing. But they don't really, they don't really check. They just go in, and it's crowded. Social distancing, I'd probably say it's more than, like, it was a tight squeeze as far as the people in the store. So, a little bit, maybe too many people. And this was becoming like a trend. So, all the like moms and people of the neighborhood will come on and write, went to such and such store. And man, I had to complain because they weren't they weren't practicing social distancing. People were on top of you while you were paying for your rent, when you were going to check out, and yada, yada, yada. And, well, someone eventually told on the store, and the local authorities, cops and whatever. They got in trouble. And then, mind you, people would go back on this Facebook and then be like, they'll write a post. Well, I'd like to thank the neighborhood Karen for tattletaling. Now I have to wait online to get into the store. What was once a 10-minute trip in and out becomes a 45-minute trip. Thanks a lot, neighborhood Karen. You ruined everything. Snitcher. So, people are being called neighborhood Karens. A coronavirus Karen. So people are up in arms, and they don't care, right? They don't care at this point. They had enough. And I'll be honest with you too, right? Like, at this point, Dave Portnoy has already, the guy from Barstool Sports, had this epic rant that went viral. And, not to be too political, because I'm just like your average dude, right? Just trying to, But listen, this guy was kind of right. Like, right? Everyone was talking about at first about flattening the curve, right? And he goes, well, here we are. We've done what you asked us to. And we've done what you asked us to, and here we are. Now it's like, well, now we need a cure to open up. Like what is it? Like, what do you, like, he doesn't understand. Like, what is going on? He's like, all the local neighborhood mom and pop stores are going to be suffering. It's like, how are they going to reopen? And, he has a point. He has a point. How are these mom and pop stores going to reopen? Like, it's already long. Like I know it's supposed to be for everyone's benefit. Everyone needs to be safe. But it seems to be, as we go along, day by day, something is changing. That woke, it could be because this is like a new, because this is an ever evolving, changing situation. But it's like, people, listen, that's all I'm saying. People are having enough. They're having enough. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens down the road. We'll see what happens. Okay, thank you for taking the time to look at this podcast. And I have a couple of YouTube channels, 3 YouTube channels. Check out the Gres Show, which is kind of an extension of this podcast. That's on YouTube. Check out Gres, Gres. Podcast that famous places, current events, so on and so forth. And you can also check out From the Bleachers Sports Show, which is, there you have it, a sports YouTube channel if you like sports. And who doesn't like sports, right? Name a town. We've been talking about towns and how every town, every Facebook, like mom and dads of such and such city and state. What did I give you? Like Big Tennessee? That's pretty funny, right? But got news for you. It's not an actual city and state. I lied. Well, I can't confirm that because I didn't fully 100% check. But, however, these are actual city and state names, which will give you quite the chuckle. Are you ready? Spread Eagle, Michigan. Intercourse, Pennsylvania, PA. Blue Ball, PA. It's near Intercourse, PA. Reform, Alabama. Reform, Alabama. These are funny city and states. We had Reform, Alabama, Blue Ball, Pennsylvania, next to Intercourse, Pennsylvania. Spread Eagle, Michigan. Buckhead, Georgia. Walla Walla, Washington. Waxahachie, New York. Mars Hill, Maine. How about Duckabush in Oregon? Guntown, MS. Guntown, Missouri, folks. Flo, F-L-O. That's in Texas. Lizard Lick, North Carolina. This is actual city and states. Funny city and states. Lizard Lick, North Carolina. Lizard Lick, North Carolina. Climax, Michigan. Zebulon, North Carolina. Now, I don't know what a Zebulon is, but it sounds like a planet, and hence that, well, that makes me chuckle. Woodshire, Iowa. Cumming, Georgia. Cumming, Georgia. C-U-M-M-I-N-G. Spelled exactly the way it sounds, folks. Cumming, Georgia. Wahoo. N-E. Wahoo, N-E. Useful. That's in Missouri. No Name, Colorado. Home, PA. Sandwich, Minnesota, Massachusetts. I hope you're writing this down. Maybe you could find nice property and say that you live in, let's say, and of course, Pennsylvania. Two Egg, Florida. Cool, California. Fishkill, New York. Chugwater, Wyoming. Stinking Creek. That's in good old North Carolina. And then, well, we have, you might want to finish your road trip. And, well, Nimrod, Texas. Nimrod, Texas, folks. Those are actual city and states. Talk about podcast noise. Do you guys hear that podcast? That song being played right now. Turn down for what? Turn down for what? Now, oh man. Hashtag. Oh, What are we now at? 5:15. Hashtag loud music playing. As loud as possible because, well, you're the only one in the backyard. Everyone else, well, has to, suffer. Just listen to you. By the way, the newest thing that's been happening since we got this quarantine, right, is you have those TikTok videos, and now, like, that new trend that people kind of forget as soon as everything opens up again is, the Facebook avatar. It's like, psst, you look nothing like your Facebook avatar. You look nothing like your Facebook avatar. See, and by the way, ain't this the truth? Just going back on your local neighborhood mom and dad Facebook pages, right? Everyone makes fun of the bald guy until the barber shop closes, and they are the only ones who know how to cut their own hair. Right? Seriously. Now, men, what's something you wish your women did more of? What's something you wish your women did more of? A couple of things, right? Keep their frozen toes to themselves when they jump into bed. Choose first time where they would like to eat or what they would like to eat. How about taking off their clothes without turning them inside out? That goes for both pants and both pants and tops, ladies. Frustrating when doing the laundry. Clean the hair out of the drain. How about say what they mean instead of pretending we are mind readers? How about more tabletop dancing and lingerie wearing around the house? It would save our family so much unnecessary spending on behalf. Not having us do something after we got comfortable on the couch. How about not starting a conversation with the sentence, "You weren't even listening to me"? How about admit when they were wrong?